Welcome to Toodle's World. Alright. End of the year TBR books. Books I read for this month. Oh my god. A lot of people didn't like some of these books. Well, a lot of people say that one of them was not so good. Let me get my other eyeball on. Ooh. One of the books I read is What We Carry by Karen Fogarty. I believe I said it right. Very, very good book. I like this book. It was so sweet, so romantic, so cute. Oh my god. You just have to read the book to understand. I don't really want to give y'all anything about it, but Cassidy Morgan's life has always followed a careful laid tack, top education, fulfilling career, and marriage to the love of her life, Owen. Cassidy and Owen, oh my god, they were so cute, so sweet. And the doctor asking Cassidy if she wanted anything for her pain, some pain that she was having. Oh my god, this is like, oh my god, gotta read it. You just got to read the book. Once you read the book, you'll love it. My next book, the first book I read was by Joanne Bueller, Bauer, and it was Almost Home. This book was such a sweet, sad, about a 12-year-old girl, Sugar Mel Cole, and her mother, Reba. They had a lot, but lost a lot. But when they lost their house in Chicago, and they had to move to start a new life. And former teacher Mr. Burnett, who encouraged her to write, and she really starts writing. Another book by this author was Hope Was Here. I read that book. I could not get into that book, but I did get into this book. This lady can write. And who knows? I may end up buying that book again. Hope Was There, so I can have another book to go with this book here. We have the book here. Hope Was Here, and there's another one she has. Here it talks about Hope Was Here is like the next book to read. I'm not saying this isn't a book series because it's not, but it does have another one here. So this book, I'm gonna go over here. I love that book. That book was amazing. That book was good. Another book that I read by Duval Campbell was Blood Orange. Whew. If you have not read this book, OMG, you need to read this book. Because Dina Cabot cannot remember the kind of person she was before May 29th, the day she became angry at God, at her workaholic attorney husband, and herself, the day her 7-year-old daughter Bailey disappeared as the months were on without a trace. Her 7-year-old daughter came up missing. I'm sorry about the lighting. The light's not that good right now. I don't understand why. Give me a second and let me turn my ring light on. I have problems with my electrical in my house. When you're using the toaster oven or the microwave in the kitchen, This light goes dim. But anyway, she loses her 7-year-old daughter, and come to find out, they don't know if she had something to do with her daughter missing, or she's just hiding her daughter from her husband. But things happen, and it was a really good book, a really good story. I was actually going to see if my friend wanted this book, but she never did answer me. So I probably will end up keeping the book because it really was a really good book, and it is something I would probably read again in the near future. I don't usually keep a book if I know I'm not going to read it again. The next book is, it's an HBO limited series, but I don't see it on HBO anymore because I don't have HBO, but I think it was like just for a limited time anyway. And I don't think it's on there anymore, but it's Big Little Lies. This book, and I think this is Jenny McCarthy, this book was not for me. I read it. I could not connect with the characters. I could not get with the plot. I could nothing. I mean, the author is good, but it's just not a book I want. It's not something I'd reach on my shelf and read again. I'm sorry, it's not. OMG. OMG. Gillian Fannin. I love this person. I love this author. I love her so much that I read the book by her, Dark Places. The first book I ever read by her was Gone Girl. And I read that years ago when my oldest son lived here. And I read that book. The other book, Sharp Objects, I read from her last month. This month, I read Dark Places. It was nerve-wracking, thrilling, chills. I was sitting here reading it in bed with my husband, and I read some parts in here. I don't remember what it was, but I read some parts in here, and I went, whoa! And my husband said, "Some shock you? What's the little boogie dance for?" I said, "This book has some chilling parts in it." And he goes, "What's it called?" And I told him what it was, and I said, "You should read it." He goes, "I don't read." He needs to start reading some books. I have a book that's up here. It's called Dark Water Rising. It is a book I definitely... Oh, my shoulder still hurts. It is a book, Dark Water Rising is a book that I definitely want to read because it's about Galveston, Texas, and about the big flood they had. And if I'm not mistaken, from what my husband said, and my aunt on my husband's side said that they were in, my mother-in-law and my aunt was in that flood. And my mother-in-law was actually standing in Galveston Beach when it happened. So it started coming, and they had to evacuate, and boom, boom, boom. But I have to read that book. I want to grab that book right now and just screw all these next month's TBR books, even though they're so good, and I can't wait to read them. To read that book. That's how bad I want to read that book. My husband did say after I read the book that he would read it, and I was kind of wanting him to read it before me. But when we do read the book Dark Water Rising, when I read it and he reads it, I said we need to discuss the book and what we thought about the book. And that might be a book to get him into. Normally he does read, but just a card book. And he doesn't really read the book. He just looks at the pictures and the pages and tries to figure things out. The last book is by Emily Henry. I got 2 of these for Christmas. And it's called Happy Place. A lot of y'all said this book was not a book you liked. I did like this book to a certain extent. Now, if you ask me what would I rate this book, I'd probably give this book maybe a 4 stars. It's not a 5-star read for me, but it would be a 4 star. Rating Dark Places would give me a 5-star. This book here, Reading It, I would have to say maybe probably 2 stars because it wasn't really something that thrilled me or wowed me. I like to be wowed. I cannot say, now this one here, I would have to say I give it a 4.5 stars. It was a good book. It's not a 5-star read for me, but I would definitely put it back in my bookshelf and I will read this book again. I would definitely read Happy Place again, and who knows, next year I may grab this book or Happy Place again and, read it again and tell you, hey, that's I consider it now a 5-star read. Blood Orange, I would give it a 3 stars. It is good, but it's okay. Now this one I'm not going to say a 5 stars, but I'll give it a 4 star. But they're good books. I do like them. And I'm definitely going to get into some more books. And stay tuned for some videos because I do want to do a video on some books that maybe I've never heard of on Goodreads or never heard of anybody talk about. And I'd like to do a video on that. So I'll probably make another video for that. I think I might do that once a month. Like once a month, go through my book collection that I have and talk about books that people has never talked about. I've never heard anybody talk about Almost Home. I've never heard anybody talk about Blood Orange. I've never heard anybody talk about Big Little Lies. Now, What We Carry, I have seen that around. Dark Places, I've seen around. But there are some books I have not heard anybody talk about. So, until next time, guys, I love you and have a blessed, wonderful day. Bye.